It's Wednesday, March 18th, 2020. We continue to deal with the fallout from the coronavirus, the COVID-19 epidemic. We continue to see implications of social distancing, and it becomes more invasive in our lives every day. Businesses are closing and people are being laid off, and there continues to be a lot of fear around what's going to happen, how long this is going to last, and what are the implications going to be. And I continue to wrestle with two perspectives that go on in my head almost at the same time. And the first is to think about the fears, to think about, oh my, what is going to happen? Where is this leading? But then some other times, like when I'm in the woods, it's much easier for me to think about a faith perspective. The perspective of faith seems to contrast, almost be the opposite of the fear perspective. And they're both going on inside. I suspect they're both going on inside of most of us. What I've been thinking about this week is how to bridge those. How do we bridge from fear to faith? And how do we train ourselves to give up when it's time to stop the blood pressure from being high and from all of the what ifs from multiplying? And as I shared last time, one is to get up and do something. I've got another idea. This week, three prepositions have kind of been coming to mind, and I think they're at the heart of our Christian worldview. To think about the fact, our belief that we are from God, we are with God, and we are for God. Simple little phrase. It has almost become a mantra for me. And I invite you to think about what those prepositions mean for you and your faith in God. What does it mean? And do you agree? We're from God, we're with God, and we're for God. I think they can be supported biblically. From God, we believe that all that is from God. Creation, all that is, has a source. And that source is God, Yahweh, the great I am from the Exodus story with Moses. I am who I am. But I also think that when I'm thinking about the fact that God is the source, it's a little easier for me to think of the breath, the life that's within me as a gift. And when I'm thinking of life as a gift, it's a little easier for me not to be so afraid of my last breath, whenever that might be. It eases my fear. To think of being with God, again, biblical, whether it's the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd, he walks with me through the valleys, or Psalm 46, God is an ever-present help in times of trouble, therefore I will not fear. Or even the words of Jesus, lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Finally, for God, here, I think I look to the model, the example that Jesus set us. He showed us another way of living that is based on the focus of our energies, not to ourselves, not to our own survival or our own preservation, but he showed that when our energies, the energies and the focus of our life is outward, for God, to be for God, means also to be for people, to be for our creation, to live in a way that my life blesses or adds to the blessing of the people around us. That is such a contrast to being overshadowed by fear. It's a contrast that is palpable. So I invite you to think about the bridge. If you're feeling afraid, think about the words from God, with God, for God, and think about what those mean for you. Again, I hope this is helpful. I wish you shalom and blessings and God's protection on you and those you love, and blessings. Shalom.